that mean like would be able to
Yeah.
Shit, I forget. What's in your house? You just
just like watch it.
Be honored. Be honored that you're a tumbleweed. Okay.
Ready? Super. We all know the amazing benefits that pets can have in our lives. They can bring us immense joy and comfort. There's a reason why dogs are known as man's best friend. This is my cat Tiger. I've had him since I was 2 years old. He's 16 now, and he's my best friend. I couldn't imagine life without him. He's definitely impatiently waiting for me at home to come visit him again and give him another snuggle. We all look forward to getting our next pets and have a dream animal. We look at pictures of them on the internet, and we dream about the day that someday we get to own them. But what cost does this have? Getting a pet is a big, important decision, as Abigail Chain outlines in her article, Give Me Shelter, where she talks about how big of a decision getting a pet is. The most important decision you can make when getting a pet is where you get it from. If you're looking for a purebred animal, the only place you could probably find this is from a dog breeder or a puppy mill. And now I'm going to warn you, there's going to be some rather disturbing images in my presentation. If at any point you need to walk out or leave because it's too much for you, please feel free to do so. I tried to choose photos that weren't too horrible. So when you're choosing where to get your animal, you need to look over the financial and ethical decisions. An animal shelter is probably the cheapest place to get an animal. All they charge is an adoption fee, and this is only to make sure that it goes to a home that can provide for it. When you're buying a dog from a breeder or a puppy mill, they often charge an extreme fee because their main priority is profit. If Lilo hadn't gone to the animal shelter, she would have never met Stitch. So that would have been really bad. It's really important to make the right choice when choosing what animals to get. You need to think about the impact that getting your dream animal can actually have on these animals. When you go to a breeder, when you buy a dog from a breeder or buy a dog from a pet store, you really have no idea where it's coming from. It's so hard to tell if it comes from a puppy mill. When you get an animal from a breeder or a pet store, you're only helping the animal overpopulation problem. Kristen Kenny said in her article, Solving the Problem of Puppies, that she estimates that half of dogs and 7 out of 10 cats that enter an animal shelter are euthanized every year. Half of dogs, 7 out of 10 cats. That's ridiculous. So not only when you buy a dog from a breeder or puppy mill, you're adding to the overpopulation problems, but when you buy a dog from a pet store, you're probably helping support the cruel practice of puppy mills. The ASPCA defines a puppy mill as a large-scale commercial dog breeding facility where profit is given priority over the well-being of the animals. It's estimated that 1/3 of puppies sold in pet stores across America were born in a puppy mill. This means that every year between 2 and 4 million puppies purchased in pet stores came from a puppy mill, according to the Humane Society. It's so hard to know if the dog that you just bought, that you're buying at a pet store, came from these deplorable and inhumane conditions. In puppy mills, dogs are forced to live in awful, decrepit, inhuman, often unlivable conditions. The breeders only care about these animals as long as they can continue to reproduce and make more products, aka puppies. As soon as they are no longer able to keep having more and more puppies, they're killed. The awful and inhumane conditions that are forced to live in can create problems for them throughout their lives. The American Humane Society reports that 40% of the complaints that people have with animals that they bought at a pet store or from a breeder is that they're often ill and sickly throughout their life. This is because of the horrible and disgusting living conditions they are forced to live in. A shocking 34% of these complaints that people had with animals they purchased from a pet store or a breeder is that they have severe congenital defects, which are probably due to inbreeding. This is because the breeders at puppy mills carelessly breed these animals over and over again. They don't follow the rules of animal husbandry. They could be breeding a father with its daughter, having no care for the effect that it could have on these animals in the future. These birth defects can cause them to have horrible, painful lives, and oftentimes they'll have to be put down because of this. They don't care about the effect at all. The bottom line is profit. As long as they can keep producing puppies, they don't care what's going on with the animals. They really don't care about their quality of life or anything. It's so inhumane. These animals are locked in small cages for most, if not all, of their life. These dogs may have never been shown love or care or kindness for a single day in their life. They often live only to be a few years old because they are bred over and over and over again, and this takes such a toll on their body that their lifespan is greatly weakened. No animal should ever have to suffer this much for the benefit of humans. It's simply not fair. This animal may be bringing you so much joy, but is it worth the price that animals have to pay to get them to you? And I also want to remind you that it's not just puppy mills. There's all types of animal mills. There's kitten mills, there's bird mills, there's chinchilla mills. All animals come from mills, basically. So you need to ask yourself, do you value finding the perfect dog over the quality of life that these animals face? I implore you to think about the ethical implications of where your pets come from before you decide to buy from a breeder or pet store. Really do your research. Make sure that if you're buying from a pet store or breeder, that they really treat their animals well. I'm not saying that all breeders practice the ethics of a puppy mill, but you really need to make sure that you're getting your animal from a safe and healthy environment. If we choose to reduce the number of dogs that are bought from breeders and pet stores every year, we can reduce the amount of animals that have to suffer through this torturous life at a puppy mill, and reduce the amount of animals that have to be put down every year in shelters. This can be done by simply making the choice to adopt, rather than shelling out probably a small fortune to get your dream pet. I promise you that a shelter cat, like my cat Tiger, who was a runt of his litter, and he was dying when we picked him up at the shelter, he can make you just as happy as any dog you can get at a puppy mill. They'll bring you so much joy and companionship. Instead of fueling this inhumane practice in puppy mills, you could give an animal a second chance at life. You could make it so happy, increase its quality of life. I implore each of you to consciously make the decision to adopt. Don't shop. Think of how great you'll feel for saving an animal's life when you go to the animal shelter instead of going to the local pet store or finding a breeder.